Hey guys, I'm Amy from Amy McLean Podiatry. So I've just checked in with you today to give you some top tips in advance of the Great Aberdeen Run. There's been quite a few runners come in to see me in the past couple of days and weeks. I know everyone's up in their mileage right now. It's only 6 weeks to go, guys, so yeah, if you're not up your mileage, you definitely should be by now. So we have a couple of top tips that I can give you. More about prevention of things. We don't want you coming in here after the run, crippling in here. We want you to be able to come in and just get a little foot MOT after. So I'm going to give you my advice to be able to prevent these nasties, your blisters and your horrible nails, your black toenails and whatnot. Okay, so blisters. We all get them, we know we do. What can you do to prevent blisters? So you're running more, you're going to get an increased pressure, your feet are going to get hotter in your shoes. What can you do to prevent this? Some advice that I would give you: number one, you need to, before you go running, or every day when you come out of the shower, you need to dry your feet thoroughly. Any moisture that's left on the feet is going to create that frictional force. You're going to build up, you're going to break down the skin quality, and you're going to end up with a blister. So don't be doing that. Dry your feet thoroughly. I know it takes an extra couple minutes, but it will be worth it in the end. Number two, I would like you ideally to get some talc. I use baby talc, it smells really good. So I would get some talc and just take a small amount of talc and put it in between all your toes and the tops and the bottoms of your feet. Talc is great. Talc absorbs moisture, so when you're running, your feet get hot. They're going to sweat. The talc is going to absorb the sweat and absorb the moisture, so that's going to help prevent the blister. In addition, it then acts as a sort of a buffer between the skin and your sock, so it actually does the anti-friction thing for you, so that your foot is relatively kept away from the sock by that thin layer of talc. So definitely get some talc in your life. And number three, to make sure that you're preventing blisters, is absolutely make sure you're in a good, well-fitting shoe. There is no point in running the Great Aberdeen Run with old baffies on your feet. It will not do. You need to get yourself some trainers. If you haven't thought about this already, I would urge you to get these immediately. You do not want to be running on new trainers that you've only had for 3 days. You really want to have broken them in. So you really want to be getting the trainers. Things that you'll be looking for in a good shoe are good width and good depth. So where your toes sit is called your toe box. You want a deep toe box, so that basically it gives your foot and your toes some wiggle room. In doing so, it's going to prevent those nasties, preventing your bruised toenails and your blisters. Last things, maintenance. So it's all fine and well just looking after the blisters, but you want to maintain your feet ahead of the run. So what kind of things can you do to be able to keep on top of these feet to get you running around the track? So ensure that you're wearing good, well-fitting shoes. You want to keep your runners for just running. If you need to walk the dog, I would suggest you wear a different pair of shoes. Especially in this climate, there's been lots of rain. You don't want to go into half soggy shoes to run the next day. So definitely keep your runners for just running. Make sure that you're drying your feet thoroughly. You are changing your socks regularly. A lot of runners really like the running socks that you get in the running stores. I would suggest that you do invest in a pair of those. They will help. They wick sweat and they add a small compression onto the foot, which is going to help keep everything together. So I would definitely get those. And last thing, I guess, just give your feet some love. When was the last time you looked at your feet and checked them out? You guys are running the Great Aberdeen Run. That's huge. You need to give them some love. So maybe once a week, bathe your feet in warm, salty water. That's going to soothe them. It's really nice. It's really nice to do after a run, actually. So you want to soothe them and then dry them thoroughly, put a little bit of talc on, and maybe once a week put some cream on. I would suggest some urea-based cream. Urea is great that it's going to absorb through all the layers of the skin, and it's going to keep your feet in tip-top condition. So with those tips in mind, good luck, and I'll see you at the finish line. Bye!